Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar, your 3 best player prop bets for Thursday night football season opener. The Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, taking on the Detroit Lions at Arrowhead tomorrow night. Tyler, how pumped are you for the season to get finally kicked off?
I cannot believe it is here. I am very thankful. Let's go. Excited for some NFL action this year.
Yeah, let's get into it. We've got some great picks for you guys. As always, our picks, we're finding them on the LineStar app. We have a great tool called the PropsAI tool that helps us find the best value in the prop market. Make sure to check it out at linestarapp.com. And if you want a free month of LineStar, you can just sign up with one of our partners. If you are in a state where maybe sports betting is not fully legal, you don't have access to the sports books, there are some other apps that you can still take part and take the higher or the lower on these player stats and just, get in on the game. So make sure to check out our partners, Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper. All of those, if you use the promo code LineStar when you download it, you'll get up to $100 of your first deposit match, plus that free month of LineStar. And then with Chalkboard, you can also download that. You'll get a $300 deposit matched on your first deposit for new users using that promo code LineStar. So make sure to check those out. It's a great tool for if you're in a state like we are in California where sports betting is not yet legal here, but we can play in these different apps and still take part in all of the gaming and fantasy sports that are involved on the side as well. So we got a lot of action to get to tonight. Now, there are some news coming out of the Chiefs camp, especially with Travis Kelce being likely out in this one. Tyler, do you have any initial thoughts on just Travis Kelce's overall status?
Well, I mean, his official status right now is questionable. Mm-hmm. So there is a chance he plays. I know Dr. Chow is saying that it's unlikely that he plays.
Yeah, the guys are the Pro Football Docs not too super optimistic about his playing time on Thursday. So I think that's kind of how we approached this particular game, was maybe assuming he's out in this one and then seeing what else we could come up with. The other big, news out of Chiefs camp is that Chris Jones, their star defender, who was so crucial in getting them a Super Bowl win last year, yeah, he's holding out. So unlikely we'll see him, which could be super impactful going up against a Detroit Lions team that is particularly feisty and has a very high-powered offense in this one. In fact, both teams, the most high-powered offense. So this game total is, I believe, 51.5, which is the highest on the slate for the weekend. So we're expecting a lot of points to be scored in this one. Is that your impression of the read on this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both offenses are very good. Without Chris Jones, that Kansas City defense takes a big hit. And, we've seen in the past when Jones is out, teams are able to kind of control the ball against the Chiefs a little bit. And I would expect that to happen.
All right. So let's just get into our 3 prop bets that we've been liking, especially from our Underdog or our LineStar app, rather. PropsAI tools really popping there. Let's start off with Kansas City Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco. Now, we're taking the under here on his rushing yards at 52.5. It's around minus 120 in the sports books. Pacheco last season averaged 51.3 rushing yards per game. LineStar's projection in this one around 44.1 rushing yards, so a little bit lower. So despite the fact that a lot of people are predicting that he's going to have, be a fantasy stud this season, we're not saying he's not in this one. He's just had surgery in the offseason repairing something in his hand and his labrum. So he only got taken off the injury report on Tuesday. What are your thoughts on the playing the under here?
Yeah, I mean, look, he missed pretty much all of training camp, barely played in preseason. It's not too far-fetched to think that they could ease him back into the scene a little bit. They have 2 other very capable backs in McKinnon and CEH. And the other thing is that, Detroit's run D started off the year terrible, but they got way better towards the end of the season. And I would expect that run D is a little bit better than what we saw last year as well. So with all of that combined, the uncertainty of Pacheco, I think it's just better to go lower on his rushing total.
Yeah, especially since Andy Reid's not even the kind of coach that's going to run the ball like 30 times as is, and you just expect this to be kind of a Mahomes show, even with Travis Kelce out in this one. I do like the play here with the under on those rushing yards. Next up, let's go to the Detroit Lions side of things and take a look at wide receiver Marvin Jones, higher than 2.5 receptions. This is plus money. Decent price there if you're playing in the sports books, averaging 2.8 receptions per game with Jacksonville back in 2022. Marvin Jones just came over this season. What do you like about this prop here, Tyler?
Yeah, there's a few things, and I've seen this line as high as 160. So if you can find that, go hit that. But look, he averaged 2.8 receptions a game for Jacksonville. He was their number 3 receiver there. He is now going to be the number 2 with Jameson Williams suspended. So I like this spot a lot. Our LineStar projection is 3. The consensus is 2.6. And with you getting 1.5x, well, 2.5x, if you count your initial investment, I think it's just a great spot, and it's a very profitable bet to make at plus 150.
And especially considering the game script calling for what it is, which is a big passing game, kind of a shootout and Arrowhead in this one. Yes. And Tyler, as you know, last season when we were picking props on this show, it was a lot of times I was just going to get up against teams that were playing against the Chiefs secondary. In fact, wide receiver ones was my play basically week in and week out, which was pretty profitable going up against this Kansas City defense. Now, I think that they got better throughout the season. I do think there will be some ripple effects on the back end of that Kansas City defense that could lead to, more passing for Jared Goff in this one, and some of those receiver overs in this one. You and I talked before the show about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that we do think that the overs will hit for him, particularly with receptions and receiving yards. However, that line was a little high for us to kind of bite on, and we thought the value was really in this play here with Marvin Jones.
Yeah, and another thing here is that what we have seen from Jared Goff in the past is when he's not pressured, he's a very good quarterback. And without Chris Jones, he's likely not to get pressured, constantly, which is just going to lead to more receptions going around everybody.
Let's talk about their new running back. The shiny new toy in the backfield for the Detroit Lions is Jahmyr Gibbs, and we're liking the over on rushing yards for him in this one. 39.5 is the line. We're on minus 114 in the sports books. And Gibbs, this is the 12th overall pick. I mean, they went and got him first round for a reason. He averaged 7 yards per touch at Alabama. He's explosive. He's evasive, very quick on those cuts, and that could be lethal against this Kansas City defense that we've talked about without Chris Jones, their star defender in this one, that will have some effects on the defense in this one. There were already a defense that was projected to be 29th in DVOA, which is defensive value over average. It kind of just takes into account strength of schedule and all that. But regardless of this one, Gibbs is looking like a dynamic back. Could be a fantasy stud, but for our purposes in this opener, we like the over here on rushing yards. What is your impression of Gibbs heading into Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, I love the rushing game of the Lions with this. What we've seen in the past, it was, I believe, in 2021 where Jones missed quite a few games, and when he did, teams were just able to run all over him, and I expect that to be the case today. I think the Lions are just going to be able to run as much as they possibly can.
All right, so those are 3 player props. Remember, if you don't have access to sportsbooks, make sure to check out some of our partner sites that we said. You can get up to $100 if your first deposit match on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper if you use that promo code LineStar, and up to $300 deposit match on Chalkboard. Make sure to check that app out as well. All the promo codes are listed below. And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, do us a huge favor. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. Let us know where you're headed in some of these plays. And Tyler's got you covered on daily fantasy for this one as well. We've got content coming out of the wazoo, Tyler. Football season is here. Can you feel it?
Oh, I love it so much. Let's go.
Week 1, let's go. Good luck if you're playing daily fantasy or on your prop bets. As always, check out that LineStar tool. It'll help you dominate in daily fantasy and prop bets. Good luck. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.